Temtem's brand new update included a ton of fan-inspired features, including a change to the Luma or Shiny system currently present within the game. In today's video, we'll be going over how to get your very own Luma by increasing the odds substantially from its base rate. That being said, sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. Okay, so previously you were only able to increase your chances of finding a Luma by participating in that specific week's Sci-Park event, which would give a base increase by whatever that week's multiplier was. Whilst a decent method, the odds would usually drop to either 2 in 8,000 or even 3 in 8,000. However, such odds were still pretty low and generally somewhat tedious as it wasn't very interactive. This new update, however, has brought forth a new type of item called the radar. These radars are used to chain wild encounters together and subsequently can increase both Luma and SV odds. The radars are obtained by defeating dojo leaders in competitive rematch battles, which on a side note are actually quite a decent challenge if not handled properly. Furthermore, they can also make for a really good Pansun grinding method, as defeating them on your first attempt will net almost 7,000 Pansuns each, but we'll talk about that in another video. Anyways, after defeating a dojo leader, other than Rari for some reason, you'll get a radar specific to a certain Temtem. For example, the radar I ended up getting from defeating Musa was specific to Osuchi, and subsequently its line. You can defeat each dojo leader once every week, making for a total of 4 radars per week as of right now. The way these radars work is that you can make your way to that specific Temtem's habitat and then you can activate the radar. Don't worry if you activate it in the wrong spot like I did, just make your way to the appropriate spot whilst it's activated and then just wait. Every so often, and this also depends on the specific Tem's spawn rate, the Temtem will appear in the overworld. All you have to do is walk up to it and the battle will commence. This is a breakdown of how everything works. In the top right corner you have a counter that indicates your chain. You can add to this by either defeating or capturing the overworld Tems that you interact with. If you encounter an Osuchi, for example, in the grass, it won't count. Now keep in mind that when you do interact with these overworld spawns, you must capture or defeat them to keep your chain. Running will break your chain and thus your radar. Defeating or capturing any other Tem besides that specific one your radar is designed for will also break your chain. However, you can run away from those Temtem. Chaining 50 Tems will ensure every subsequent Temtem will have a minimum SV value of 10 out of 50. Chaining 100 will ensure 20 out of 50. Chaining 200 is where things get spicy as a dev state. Now, it's probably worth mentioning that the Luma odds did receive a nerf. They're now 1 in 10,000 opposed to 1 in 8,000, but before you guys get the pitchforks out, hear me out here. At 200 chains, the Luma odds quintuple, making it a 1 in 2,000 chance to find a Luma, and at 300, the Luma odds are further decreased to 1 in 1,000. Then you got 400, at which point the radar will break and you'll need to get a new one from defeating various leaders. Now, though limited, I do think this is a much better Luma hunting method in terms of enjoyability rather than just simply running around, but that's just me. I prefer something a little more interactive, but that's obviously just a preference. But yeah, guys, that's really all there is to it. Get a radar from a dojo leader, find the spawn of the Temtem indicated on your radar, activate it, and go wild. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, you can log out and come back and your chain will remain intact. I know that's something that I worried about at first, so don't worry, you'll be good to go on that front as well. Now, all that being said, if you did find this video useful, make sure to subscribe for more monster taming guides, breakdowns, let's plays, etc. And of course, make sure to check out my Discord, Twitter, and Patreon as well. All links in the description. I have a lot more Temtem videos planned now that this new update is live, so look forward to that. Until next time, guys, peace.